Tonight, you are exactly where you need to be. This gentle meditation is designed to help you unwind, quiet your mind, and slip into deep, restorative relaxation. As you listen, allow your body to soften, your breath to slow, and your thoughts to gently drift away so you can fully surrender to rest. Let's begin with a soft hello to your whole self, exactly as you are, with no need to fix anything and no urgency to get anywhere at all. Find a comfortable position that feels kind to your body, whether you are seated with your spine rising like a gentle sunrise, or resting on your back like a calm shoreline, and allow your hands to settle where they naturally want to rest. If it feels good, let your eyes drift closed or soften your gaze toward a quiet point, and notice the way the room seems to tenderly exhale as you give yourself permission to slow down. Before we wander further into this soothing practice, I would love to invite you to share where you are listening from, because your presence adds warmth to this circle of calm. When you feel ready, please leave a gentle comment that mentions your city, your country, or even the cozy corner of your home where you pressed play, so we can all feel a friendly thread connecting us across distance. It might be a favorite chair by a window, a dorm room with soft lights, a quiet spot during a night shift, or a bedroom where the blankets feel like shoreline sand, and your comment helps others feel less alone in their own space. Bring your awareness to your breath as it is right now, and greet it like a familiar friend who always knows the way home. You do not need to deepen or control anything, because your breath already understands how to carry you towards steadier ground. Allow the inhale to arrive like a small ocean wave, and allow the exhale to roll back gently, leaving the sand of your mind a little smoother with each passing tide. Take a slow and easy breath in through your nose, and notice the coolness at the tip of your nostrils like fresh morning air. Exhale softly through your mouth or nose, whichever feels more natural, and sense warmth as the air leaves, as if your body is sighing with relief. Let your shoulders drop one friendly notch, and invite your jaw to loosen as if you had just set down a heavy backpack after a long day. If thoughts begin to wander or tap at your attention, you can greet them politely and let them rest on a nearby shelf for a while, because nothing urgent needs you right now. There is no need to push anything away, and there is no need to hold anything tightly, because this practice is wide enough to include everything and gentle enough to soften the edges. Each time your attention drifts, you can return to your breath as you would return to a favorite chair, feeling welcomed each time you sit back down. Imagine a small warm glow resting above the crown of your head, like the first star appearing in an evening sky. With your next exhale, let that warm glow begin to drift down to your forehead and your temples, smoothing the lines of the day and inviting ease into the spaces where thinking has been working so hard. Let the soft light move to your eyes, allowing the tiny muscles around them to unwind, and feel your gaze relax even behind your closed lids, as if your vision had placed itself in a hammock. Invite the glow to settle through your cheeks and jaw, and let your tongue soften from the roof of your mouth while the hinge of your jaw unhooks from effort. Feel the back of your neck and your throat soften like fabric warmed by sunlight, and imagine your words and your silence resting together without any competition. Each breath out can release a little more of the day's noise, and each breath in can invite a little more of the night's calm. Allow the warm light to spread across your shoulders like a shawl that fits perfectly, and feel the quiet weight that you have been carrying slide toward the ground. Let the glow travel down through your arms to your elbows and wrists, and then into your palms and fingertips, where a subtle tingling or warmth may gently signal safety to your nervous system. You do not need to search for these sensations, because noticing the simple presence of your hands may be more than enough. Welcome the glow into your chest, and watch the gentle rise and fall with curiosity and care. If a knot of feeling or a pocket of tenderness is living there tonight, you do not need to untangle it, because you can simply place a hand over your heart and say, "I feel you and I am here with you." Let the upper back soften and the ribs expand like a doorway opening onto a quiet garden, while the breath wanders in and out like a friendly visitor who knows the path. Invite the light into your belly, and notice the sweet movement of breath as it lifts and settles like bread rising on a warm counter. If you enjoy a gentle rhythm, try inhaling for 4 counts, pausing for a soft moment, and exhaling for 6 counts, allowing the longer exhale to cue your body that it can drift toward deeper ease. There is no need to strive for perfect timing because the kindness of intention is what matters most in this practice. Feel the warmth drift to your hips and low back, and imagine those regions unclasping as if a window were cracked open to let in a night breeze. Let the sensation travel down into your thighs and knees, gliding through your calves and shins, and finally arriving at your ankles and feet, where the soles can rest like stones settling into a riverbed. Sense the ground or the mattress supporting you without conditions, and let yourself be carried by that support. Notice the mind again and observe whether it has grown a shade quieter, as if the volume knob had turned down one easy click. If the mind is still busy, that is completely okay, because the purpose here is not silence for its own sake, but companionship with yourself while you breathe. You are allowed to be exactly as you are, with thoughts, with feelings, with restlessness, and with stillness, and all of it can be held in a kind container. Let us practice a few rounds of relaxed breathing together, and allow these breaths to be simple companions rather than tasks. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 gentle counts, and feel the chest and belly receive that air like a blessing. Exhale for 6 unhurried counts, letting the shoulders melt and the jaw soften as the breath leaves with a quiet thank you. Again, inhale with kindness and steadiness, and imagine the breath polishing the inside of your rib cage into smooth calm. Exhale with patience and a hint of relief, like pouring water from a pitcher in a steady stream that asks for nothing but gravity. Notice any small changes in temperature, texture, or tension, and let those be enough to tell you that the practice is working underneath your attention. Sometimes the body appreciates a little affirmation, and you can silently repeat to yourself, I am safe, I am supported, I am welcome in this moment. You can also whisper inwardly, I can rest while the world keeps spinning, and I can soften while the lists wait on the table for later. Let these phrases be gentle offerings rather than demands, because your nervous system blooms best under warmth and not pressure. If emotions begin to rise like a tide, imagine yourself standing on a wide beach with plenty of space to witness the waves, and let each swell arrive and return without a need to categorize it as good or bad. You may place a hand on your heart or your belly if that feels reassuring, and allow that touch to say, "I am with you, and we can breathe together." Every exhale can carry a little more of what feels heavy, and every inhale can deliver a little more of what feels steady. Return your attention to your face and smooth your brow from the inside as if you were ironing a silk ribbon. Let the corners of your eyes soften and the skin of your cheeks settle into ease, and allow the tiny muscles around your mouth to remember how to release. Imagine your whole face becoming a calm lake where the moonlight is free to rest. Bring awareness to the space around you and notice 3 very gentle sounds without seeking them, letting them arrive like friendly birds landing on a fence. Perhaps you hear a soft hum, a distant vehicle, or the faint whisper of air, and each sound can be a reminder that the world knows how to move without your constant effort. Let each sound float by as part of the evening's orchestra, adding texture to your piece rather than taking anything away. When you are ready, take a slightly deeper breath and imagine drawing in the steadiness of the earth beneath you. As you exhale, imagine sending a ribbon of gratitude back into the ground or the mattress, acknowledging the support that has been here the entire time. Let a small feeling of thankfulness move through your chest like a lantern, lighting one more step of your path into ease. If your hands are resting on your lap or by your sides, wiggle your fingers gently as if you were greeting the night with a soft wave. Roll your shoulders with care if that feels comfortable, and invite any remaining tightness to drain down your arms like rain, finding its way toward the sea. You do not have to guide the entire process, because your body already knows how to soften when given permission. Notice the quality of your breath again and how it has become a touch slower or a touch deeper, like a conversation that has found a calm pace. Trust that even a few minutes of gentle attention can shift the tone of your evening, like a dimmer switch turning the room from bright to candlelit. Let the truth land that you deserve rest, not because you have earned it through productivity, but because you are a being who breathes and feels and matters. Before we close this introduction, I want to gently remind you of the invitation to share where you are listening from, because your words will help others feel close, even across many miles. Your city, your country, your balcony, your bunk, your reading nook, your desk during a break, or your bed at the end of a long day are all beautiful locations to name, and your comment weaves new threads in this friendly web. Thank you for being part of a community that gathers around calm like neighbors drawing their chairs toward a shared fire. If you are preparing to drift into a longer meditation or a gentle sleep journey, you can carry this easy rhythm of breath with you, like a small pocket lantern that glows just enough to guide your next steps. Let the lamp of your breath stay lit in the background while the rest of you relaxes more deeply. And let the warmth of this circle travel with you into quiet dreams. You can return here anytime you want to feel settled, because this doorway will always open the same way with the simple act of paying attention and allowing softness. Take one more comfortably full breath in and imagine gathering up calm from the air around you as if it were a basket of soft blankets. Release a long and patient breath out and imagine spreading those blankets over your shoulders, your chest, your belly, and your legs until everything feels held. Let a final shimmer of gratitude drift through your mind for taking these minutes to care for yourself, because your well-being ripples outward in ways you may never fully see. When you are ready, you can remain exactly where you are and allow the practice to deepen, or you can let your eyes softly open as if you were lifting the corner of a page in a favorite book. Please remember to leave a friendly comment sharing where you are listening from, because your voice brings warmth to this space and helps new listeners feel welcome. Thank you for being here, for breathing with me, and for choosing this moment of quiet. And enjoy tonight's gentle sleep meditation. The air around you turns velvety and kind, and a small breeze arrives as if it has been waiting to guide you gently forward. You feel your shoulders unhook from the day as invisible wings unfurl from the space behind your heart, patient and steady and shaped like trust. With the gentlest lift, your body becomes lighter than your thoughts, and your thoughts become lighter than the hush that holds them. You rise as if carried by a friendly tide that moves not with urgency but with ease, and under you the world softens into quiet shapes and dim golden windows. Your breath keeps the rhythm of this ascent, and each inhale opens the sky while each exhale settles you deeper into peace. Below, rooftops gleam with a thin sprinkle of starlight, and somewhere a late train hums like a lullaby learned from the rails. The distant streets knit themselves into sleepy lines that lead nowhere in particular, because tonight the destination is simply the feeling of being safely carried. Clouds approach with lantern edges, cotton soft and luminous, and they lift you like gentle friends linking hands to make a cradle. You drift through the first cloud and it smells like cool rain and old books, and your skin drinks in the quiet the way thirsty earth drinks a midnight shower. The moisture leaves tiny sparks that fade into comfort along your arms, and your jaw settles as if it has been told a secret that everything will be okay. When you emerge, the moon greets you with a patient smile, silver and round and full of the kind of understanding that needs no words. Come this way, the moon seems to say without speaking, and you feel a warm pull that is more invitation than command. You follow that glow across a velvet distance that holds no hurry, and the sky becomes a soft library of constellations turning their pages one star at a time. Every few breaths, a gentle meteor writes a brief poem across the darkness, and the poem says you are safe, you are loved, and you may rest now. Beneath you, lakes reflect the sky like calm mirrors, and their surfaces send you a duplicate moon as if the world wanted to double your comfort. You skim the edge of a ripple and it rings like a bell whose sound is felt rather than heard, and the ring travels up your spine as ease. A family of owls glides beneath, wings wide and silent, and they nod to you with the confident kindness of night guardians who know the paths by heart. The air carries the faint scent of pine and distant rain on stone, and the blend reaches into your chest and loosens the knots that tried to linger there. You take a slow, fuller breath, and the breath answers back by placing warm blankets over the places in you that felt cold. You are moving without effort, guided by currents that love you, and the only thing asked of you is to keep breathing in a way that feels good. On the horizon, a pale ribbon of color appears. Not dawn, not yet, but the idea of dawn remembering how to be gentle. The ribbon glows lavender at the edges and holds a pocket of soft pink near the center, and you realize it is a cloud bridge arcing from this moment to the next. You float toward it, and the bridge hums a tone you recognize as your own steadiness, a tone that has always been in you even on noisy days. Stepping onto the bridge without your feet truly touching, you feel how the structure supports you with every unhurried heartbeat. The cloud fibers are woven from the quiet hours you have ever known, each strand a memory of safety, each strand a promise that you can soften. You travel across and watch tiny silver fish flicker under the surface of the cloud, and they swim like thoughts that choose peace instead of worry. A hush falls that is even softer than the hush before, and you realize you have entered a little neighborhood of night where the stars hang closer like porch lights. Small balconies protrude from the sky itself, and on each one grows a potted plant of starlight, tender and steady, watered by the slow rhythm of the universe. A breeze carries the quiet laughing of distant crickets, and the sound glides along your skin the way a kind friend's hand might reassure your shoulder. You pause at a balcony woven from moonbeams and notice a tiny table set with a warm cup of comfort, fragrant with chamomile and honey. You lift it carefully and take a sip, and the tea becomes breath. The breath becomes ease, and the ease becomes a pathway that moves through every muscle. When you exhale, you place the cup down, and the steam rises like a small prayer that says, "Rest will find you and stay as long as needed." Keep going, the sky murmurs, and you smile because going and resting now feel like the same thing. You glide onward and pass a window made of dark water, and in that window you see yourself as you are tonight, softer than before and beautifully enough. You notice the kindness in your own face as clearly as the moonlight on your cheek. and your heart says thank you in the language of settling. Further on, a gentle arch appears, braided from dusky violets and the pale blue of shy stars, and beneath the arch a path glows like a quiet river. You follow that river through a meadow that floats upon the sky, and the flowers here open only at night, their petals shaped like little lanterns. Each lantern flower lights as you pass, and they do not ask anything in return, because their purpose is simply to glow when softness walks by. A fox of stardust steps from the meadow, tail curled like a comma at the end of a gentle sentence, and it trots ahead with unhurried grace. You walk behind it, or perhaps you float, because your feet barely remember the world's weight, and the fox leads you to a hill made of hush. On top of the hill sits a bench carved from moonstone, warmed by countless quiet nights, and it welcomes you the way old furniture remembers a friend's shape. You sit, or you rest, or you lean into the bench, and the view opens like a storybook page revealing a wide lake of stars. The fox curls at your side and sighs with the relief of a companion who trusts the moment, and you let your breath match that sigh without effort. In the distance, constellations arrange themselves into gentle pictures from your life, not to tug at you, but to assure you that every chapter has brought you to this peace. You see a memory of laughter drift by like a boat with lanterns along its edges, and the lanterns cast reflections that look like little promises of tomorrow's kindness. A memory of resilience sails after it, quiet and steady, and you nod to it the way a traveler nods to a familiar crossing. They float on without asking you to follow, because you are exactly where you need to be, breathing beneath a night that loves you. A soft bell tolls once from somewhere sweet and far, and the sound wraps itself around your heartbeat like a scarf. When the bell fades, your pulse keeps the gentle tempo it learned, and every inhale becomes a tender invitation, while every exhale becomes a small blessing. Even the space between breaths feels roomy now, like a threshold where nothing is demanded and everything is allowed. The fox lifts its head and blinks slowly, and in that blink you understand that creatures of the night carry a wisdom about rest that is older than clocks. You allow the lesson to arrive without notes or study, and it tells you that rest is not a reward but a birthright sealed by the stars themselves. Your body hears this, your nervous system hears this, and the parts of you that clung to vigilance begin to loosen their grip with gratitude. When you rise, you do so as gently as mist, and the bench bids you a silent good night by holding a little of your warmth to share with the next traveler. You move back into the air that feels like velvet again, and your wings, those patient wings, carry you to a valley of clouds that pulse with slow aurora light. The colors are hushed and tender, watercolor blues and soft pinks and pale greens that fade into one another like a lullaby changing keys. Within the valley, you notice a small house hanging from the sky by threads of silver, and in the window a candle burns with a flame the size of a friendly star. You drift closer, and the door opens without a sound, because a house made by the night knows how to welcome without startling. Inside, there is a window seat shaped like a crescent moon, layered with blankets that smell faintly of lavender and warm wood. You settle into the cushions and feel the seat cradle you the way a shoreline cradles a wave that has come home. The window shows the sky you just crossed, and you watch your own path glow faintly as if to say that peace leaves a gentle trail for you to find again. On a small table sits a bowl of night pears, and they glow softly as though they have stored a little piece of moonlight under their skins. You take one, and with the first bite, the taste dissolves into warmth that flows through your chest and into your hands, and your fingers relax even more than before. You realize your shoulders have dropped 2 quiet notches without needing instruction, and the muscles behind your eyes rest in a way that feels like being held. You lean your head against the cushion, and the cushion leans back as if to say, "I have you. Rest deeper now." Outside the window, a gentle snowfall begins, even though the air is not cold, and each flake falls like a slow wish. They land on the cloud garden outside, and the flowers keep glowing, their lantern petals flickering with tiny smiles. You watch them for a long moment that has no length, and then your eyes drift half closed, not from fatigue, but from contentment that trusts the night to carry you. The fox appears again, now in the doorway, and it gives a soft nod as if to say that everything important has already found you. You place your half-finished pear back in the bowl and feel no need to complete anything, since wholeness is already here in the quiet rhythm of your breath. The candle's flame slims to a sleepy line and then brightens again, matching the ebb and flow of your lungs without trying. You could stay in this house for a while, and in truth you are staying, because time has softened and spread out like a blanket across a long sofa. The window seat warms the curve of your back, and your hands rest loosely, palms willing to receive the peace that keeps arriving in small, steady waves. With each wave, your thoughts become lighter than feathers, and feathers lighter than starlight, and starlight lighter than the hush that holds it all. After a while, a smiling breeze nudges the curtain and reminds you that the sky is still open if you wish to drift farther. You rise with the same ease used to turn a page, and the door opens to the night again, which stretches like a calm ocean from horizon to horizon. You thank the little house without words, and it bows in its beams, keeping one candle lit for anyone else who needs a place to be softly found. As you lift into the open air, your wings feel like memory and hope braided together, and they carry you toward a cluster of stars shaped like a clear sleeping path. You follow that path and notice your breath lengthening into a slow and natural cadence, a cadence that ushers you toward the sweetest border between waking and dreams. The border looks like a shoreline where the water glows pale and the sand holds the night in intricate lace patterns that never need to be finished. You alight upon the shore and realize the glow is coming from within your own calm, a light that has learned to shine without burning. Each step along the waterline writes your name in soft letters, and the next wave reads it with love and smooths it with care. The wave then leaves a new message made of bubbles that say you are enough, you are safe, and you may rest completely. A dune made of velvet rises to your left, and at its crest there is a pillow of clouds so perfectly placed that you laugh quietly at the generosity of it all. You recline upon that cloud, and it molds to your shape with the familiarity of a friend who knows every story of your day and holds them without judgment. Your eyelids grow warm and heavy, not forced heavy, but sweetly heavy, like petals closing at just the right time. Above, the constellations rearrange themselves into a simple cradle, and the cradle rocks very slowly in the breeze no one else notices. The moon tucks a silver ribbon under your head and hums a tune that remembers you from before you were tired. The stars keep watch with a kindness that requires nothing of you, and the sky, generous as ever, closes ranks around the edges to make a room of safety. Your breath now is a gentle bellows, smooth and quiet, filling and releasing, unhurried and right on time. With each exhale, the body gives back a little more of the day, and with each inhale, it receives a little more of the night's soft medicine. This exchange needs no management, because your body knows its way to rest the way rivers know their way to the sea. If a thought knocks, you let it in just long enough to cover it with a blanket and dim the lamp beside it, and then it sleeps too. If a feeling rises like a tide, you float upon it as naturally as a leaf upon a pond, and the pond holds both calm and movement at once. Everything knows how to soften here, and everything joins you in the decision to let go. Now let's fly across the sleepy night sky. The earlier words return tenderly, but you understand that flying has become resting, and resting has become dreaming. You feel yourself tilt slightly toward that dream shore, and the cloud pillow adjusts like a perfectly tuned instrument playing the note of ease. The fox curls at your feet again, a warm crescent of trust, and the house in the sky keeps its candle lit in case a traveler wanders by. All the scenes you passed thank you for visiting, and they send back quiet blessings shaped like feathers and petals and lantern light. Those blessings drift down upon you and settle without a sound, layering comfort upon comfort until the only task left is the simplest one. The task is to let gravity be kindness, let breath be a lullaby, and let sleep arrive the way dawn arrives when it is ready. The sky grows even more tender, and the stars soften into a gentle haze that wraps your thoughts like silk. The moon becomes a small boat that you do not need to steer, and it rocks you at the sweetest pace while the shoreline of wakefulness recedes. Your fingers loosen, your jaw unhooks, your shoulders melt, and the story of the day closes its covers with a satisfied sigh. You do not have to hold anything now, because the night has many hands, and all of them are trustworthy. You do not have to finish anything now, because the night has many rooms and all of them are patient. You do not have to remember anything now, because the night has many shelves and all of them are labeled peace. Rest deep in this cradle of sky, with your breath as the softest metronome, your heart as the calmest lighthouse, and your body as the shoreline that finally rests at low tide. Let the gentle dark press a kiss to your forehead, and let the whisper of cloud teach every muscle the word soften. Dreams gather like friendly birds upon a quiet fence, and they wait for the moment you lean into them with trust. When you are ready, the dreams will lift you even more lightly than the night has lifted you, and they will carry you through rooms of color, memory, and kindness that feel like home. Until that moment, stay right here, floating upon this faithful hush, wrapped in the certainty that nothing urgent is required of you. The sky will keep watch, the moon will keep time, the stars will keep counsel, and your breath will keep you safe until morning.